Sitting down. Gonna drink some water. Let's make sure we have sound first. Sound check. Sound check. I'm pretty sure we have good sound. My lights are on. Do. Hi, everybody. I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my quilting life. Today's Sunday. Sew Sunday, where I will sew today for you to show you whatever I'm sewing. Anyways, yeah, I'm here. And my phone's now vibrating. Go figure. As soon as I step away from it, the thing goes whoop, whoop, all day long. Whoop, whoop. Who do we have here, Mr. Scotty?
Oh, you want to say hi to people?
Yes. I shall put some glasses on so I can see.
Commercials are making the talking inside move up and down.
Oh, he's waiting for the screen to be ready for me to read it.
Well, it keeps moving. You know how the commercials, they make the side thing.
Yeah.
Up and down.
Alrighty.
I don't know.
Let's see. We got Linda, Jackie, Geraldine. Sorry. And, well, that's it so far because I cannot see.
You need me to do it?
If this computer screen will stay in one spot.
It's
Elaine, Melena, Nancy, Beverly, Glenda, Linda, Joy, Rose, Grace, Lori, Nancy, Meg, Karen, Brenda, Katie, Delia, Sharon, Judy, Melody, Teresa, Tracy, Lori, another Linda, and a lot more. So hello, everybody. You might want to adjust your screen there, mister.
Don't get commercial messages.
All right. So today, as it says in the title, I am going to make myself, I'm traveling in February, and I didn't think, well, I have a big suitcase, I was going to bring a big, huge suitcase. And then I was contemplating bringing a smaller suitcase because I have 3 suitcases, a big one, a little one, and then a bag case. But it has wheels. Does it have wheels? I'm not sure. Anyways, I was thinking about bringing the big suitcase and the little one. But those suitcases only have one front pocket. And I need little bags to put all my toiletries in. So one can have my toothbrush and toothpaste and all that kind of stuff in it. And one could have my hairbrush and whatever else in it to keep my hair off of my toothbrush, you know what I mean? Because, we're women, well, most of us are women, a lot of us are women, and our hair just falls out like crazy, so our brushes get filled with them, and we don't really ever pull all the hair out all the time. I don't want that on my toothbrush, so it needs its own bag. So today, hi, Mommy. Merry Christmas, Mommy. I got some fabric in the mail, I don't know, a couple mail openings ago, and it had this woven fabric in there. So it's like canvasy woven fabric, and there was this piece, 2 pieces, I should say, and then there was this piece with like little tiny flowers on it, and then this one with bigger like snowflake looking ones. And these are big chunks. So these 2 itself will make 2 bags. I'm going to make 2 separate bags from this. And then this will make the 3rd bag. So I'm going to attempt to make however many bags of the 3 that I can get. But one will be a zipper bag, which will be these 2 pieces. Then, well, they're all going to have zippers. But one will be like a regular pouch size bag. Then the other 2 I might make square. I'm not 100% sure on this at the very moment, but as long as it's big, one of them is big enough to fit my brushes in it, because I'm going to bring a regular comb and then a brush. That's how I brush my hair, by the way. Then, yeah, and then my shampoo and conditioner and stuff will all go into another bag. So that's why there's 3, so they could have all my toiletries in their own little bags into my big, giant suitcase. So that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to start with the smaller tote bag. And I pulled out red zippers for these 2 because the color little red, it's red in those. And then I'm going to Virginia and to North Carolina in February. And
For what? To the quilt
Oh,
show.
to QuiltCon. And QuiltCon is the February part, and then I'll still be there in March. I don't know if it's the beginning of March and or the end of, you know, February and beginning of March, whatever, to the North Atlantic Quilt Show as well. So I'm going to 2 big quilt shows all in a 2-week period of time. And then I'm staying at my friend Becca from Sew Becca's house. And that's where I'll be for 2 weeks in February/March, because technically I'm going in February and coming home in March. All right, so the first thing I need is some interfacing. Got to reach in front of this Christmas tree and get some Pellon 911 is what I'm going to use, and I'm going to have Scott plug the iron in for me. And I don't know how big these pieces are, but I will tell you, I'm just making regular little pouches, so these are easy. I cannot screw these up, hopefully. My pieces are like 7.5 by 12-ish. It's got to shrink down, but I'm not going to cut them much because they are a woven fabric. Yeah, they're both like 7.5 by 12. So I'm going to cut that same size out of this blue canvas fabric that I had in my stash. So I'm going to cut, actually these are probably those same widths, huh? So if I just cut something that's 12 inches, I should be good. Because I'm just going to line them all exactly the same. So I'm going to cut a strip that's... Oh, yes. So if you guys didn't know, okay, I did not participate in Quiltmas this year. So I know a lot of people have been watching my Quiltmas video from 2022 and commenting on it like, sorry, but that was last year's Quiltmas. So this year, Quiltmas was quite a few people. There was 12 again. But some channels that were already in last year's, and then a lot of them were new for this year. So for 2023 Quiltmas, Tucker from Tucker Sewing and Quilting, Teresa Louise I Quilt 2, Donna from Handmade by Ying with Donna, and many Adam Sews from Adam from Adam Sews, and so many more were in this year's. Now the word just escaped me again. Quiltmas. T from T Quilts participated. I mean, just lots of people participated. Beth from Goody Goods participated. And because I love all these channels and I love all my friends out there, I watched all the Quiltmas videos. I got all the secret words, and I decided, hey, I'm going to enter. I didn't participate, so why not enter? So this year I entered all of them. I entered every single one of their quilts because why not? So I actually won. I was on Beth went live from Goody Goods. She went live last night, and I was in here ironing fabric, and I was just listening, and I'm talking in the chat just a little bit, and I'm listening, and then all of a sudden I look down at my screen, and she has the countdown thing on, and my name, Tiffany Groff, pops up. I'm like, holy moly. I was not expecting to win anything. I just thought it was fun to support all the channels and enter, So I actually won Beth from Goody Goods quilt, her ugly Christmas quilt, even though it's not ugly, it's beautiful. So that will be here soon for me to cuddle with. But yeah, it was like super weird, and I was super excited. I went and showed Scott. Scott, I actually won. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, I won. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you guys something. It's going to be the first quilt in my home made by someone other than me. I've never owned a quilt made by someone other than myself. Fabric has been donated to me. All sorts of things have been donated to me to make things. And I've kept a couple things, but I've never had a quilt made by somebody else to me. So that's going to be cool. So it'll be my first quilt from someone other than myself.
Will these be easier making your sock monkey bag?
Oh yeah, this is way easier than a sock monkey bag. Oh, and I'm using invisible zippers because we bought a ton of zippers once, and when both me and Scott did not pay attention to the description of the ad that we bought these from, and they were invisible zippers. So I use these on like little bags over the years. I've been using them up because I had a ton. We had over 100 invisible zippers. So I've been using the crud out of these things, and I'm getting low. I probably got like 50 zippers left. So yeah. But yeah, these are really easy to make, and I'll tell you exactly how. All right, so I'm going to cut a 12-inch piece of fabric strip because I only need 2 pieces for at least this one right here for the lining. They go quick and easy. These are like the quickest, easiest bags you could possibly make. And since this was, what did I say, 7.5 by 12? It's almost 7.5 by 12. I'm going to kind of cut the lining a little short, yeah, because it's almost 12. It's on a 3/4. So it's 11 3/4-ish by 7.5. So I'm going to cut it 11 3/4-ish, which straightens out this side right here. And then I'm going to cut 2 7.5-inch.
Are you following a pattern or just winging it?
No, I'm just winging it. These little bags are the easiest for me to make, easier than anything I make, actually. These can be done by a beginner. If you have never used a zipper, this would probably be the best thing to try using a zipper. There's no zipper tabs or anything to make for this. This is just sewing it together, and it's really easy. I'll show you. So there's 7, and there's the half mark right there. 7.5, 7.5. All right, so I have for at least this one to start, I have 2 7.5 by 11 3/4-inch lining pieces and 2 7.5 by 11 3/4-inch outside pieces. And that's only because that's what I have. So I'm still telling you because I didn't want to cut these down. Next thing I need to do is put some interfacing on these outside pieces because they are kind of, it's a woven and it's see-through. I could totally see everything in this room. So I want to put some Pellon 911 on it.
Are you putting any pockets in it?
No, I'm not going to put any pockets. This is pocket-free, simple little case, carrying thing. All right, I need some scissors real quick. I am going to use some batting, though, for it. Just a chunk of scrap batting. And that way it's just a little bit thicker. All right, I'm going to iron these on. Oh, you don't need to turn the camera. I'm good. So I'm just ironing them off. You can't really see for the moment, but I'm just putting this interfacing on these. Before I go any higher, I better cut that off or I'm going to end up gluing that to something. I'm telling you guys, I have had bad luck in my sewing room lately.
About your machine?
I have bad luck, period, lately. So, give me 2 seconds to do this because I can't talk and iron at the same time. I guess I'm not that coordinated. So, was it last weekend? Whenever I came on after Scott and I had a yard sale, we went to put the car away and the garage door would not open. The button, it was doing the, like the door was going up and down every time we pressed the button. So then we let it sit for a few days thinking, oh, it will be fine. And then we go back at it. We plug the stupid thing back in. The garage door is going. So we messed with it. Yeah, that's the Pellon 911. So we let it sit. My car has never sat outside the garage, ever. My car is 100% garaged. And our neighbors didn't even know we owned the car. They're like, who's been at your house? No, that's my car. It just never comes out of the garage. And we've lived here a long time. And I've had that car since 2013. Anyways, so it won't open. So unfortunately, we need to buy a new garage door opener. Not even like 4 days later, I go to Quilt. Now, mind you, I've had my long arm quilting machine, my King Quilter. I've had it for almost 6 years. I think 6 years because I bought it either at the end of 18 or the beginning of 19. And so I've never had it serviced. I take care of all my own machines. I clean them, blah, blah, blah. I make sure everything's good and working order. But over the years, over time, I've noticed skip stitches. And then more skip stitches, and then more skip stitches. And I fix it every time. I make it nice. My client quilts that they would never know. But it's getting to the point where the skip stitches are a lot. So I attempted to fix a little bit of it myself, but I don't have the right tools. So I actually have to take my machine in. It means we have to drive it to California because it's cheaper for us to drive it to California than it is to ship it to California and wait a couple weeks for it to come back. So if I want to get it done right then and there as fast as possible service, I actually have to go there. I have to schedule a day to be there and go there. So my long arm is out of service at the moment because it stitches, but it skips a lot of stitches. So the timing is way off.
In other words, no long arming.
Yep, so no long arming for me. Probably not till after Christmas. And I've already informed all my clients that I have current quilts here that are going to back up. But yeah, no long arming for a while. I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, so it's like, this happened to us last year when we had the termites and had to remodel our house. It always happens right before Christmas. That's when things happen. So there's a lot going on around here. All right. This is the most easiest bag ever to make, by the way. We need some batting. I have scrap batting, lots and lots of it. Oh, that's a nice big chunk. I'm going to save that for something else. Let's find a littler chunk. Here's a littler chunk. I am going to use some scrap batting here. I'm just using a cotton batting. I'm just cutting out a piece that's about this size minus the top about 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just rough cutting it for now because I'm going to quilt this on here. Just the batting hooked to the front piece, not into the lining because I don't want to have to bind the lining, which will happen on the next bag. For now, this one's the easiest. All right, what I'm going to do is make sure that this batting is sitting lower than where my zipper is going to sit. It'd be nice if it had a nice straight line to work with. I'm going to line it up 1/4 inch down just so that I don't have a lot of thickness up at the zipper area. And I'm actually going to quilt that. I'm going to do the same thing with this piece. Just need a nice straight edge. Ooh, that was already no, it's not straight. Let's make it straight. You don't have to do this part, but I'm doing it because I want it to be quilted on there. Move some of this stuff out of my way. And I'm going to quilt this on here. Let's do a nice big stitch. And I'm guessing. I am not doing a specific. I'm really good at guessing straightness and how far apart.
Did you make the Christmas stockings behind you?
Yes, I made those stockings in 2022. I did them in a video. I didn't do the embroidery part, though, in the video, did I?
I don't think so, no.
No, I didn't.
They can watch the video, though.
All right, so I just quilted some straight lines straight across. That's it. Just simple, simple, simple quilting. Now I got to just try to do the same exact thing on this side. Since I'm just guessing here. Let's see how good I am. It's off just a little bit. but totally almost the same. All right, I'm going to trim away the excess batting. Straighten my whole thing up. That's straight, just these sides. Okay, that piece is straight. I did pull it. Okay, good. I'm making sure I had these right side up. I should have did that before I stitched, but hey, you know. Okay. So now they're quilted. They're a little bit thicker. Again, I'm just making bags. I'm going to take my zipper, which is a 15-inch. Well, I don't know what they consider. I think it's 14-inch. It's a 14-inch zipper from the part where it comes together right here to where the tab ends at the top. I guess that's the measurement. I'm going to take my zipper and I'm going to put it right sides together with the top of my bag right there. We're going to grab some clips. Oh, Katie, thank you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. All right. So I have my zipper right side together. That means the zipper face, the side that you have the zipper tab on, is facing the right side of the fabric. Just going to put 3 clips here for now, and I'm going to take my little lining piece, and I'm going to put that right sides together with the whole unit, although I'm using a solid, so there is no right or wrong. And I'm going to remove clip, add clip, remove clip, add clip, just like that. And now I'm just going to stitch a 1/4-inch seam on the zipper tape. And I probably should be using a zipper foot for this step.
Tell them we don't have safety sensors on our garage door. They keep asking.
Oh, we don't have safety things on our garage door. No, we have just our garage. This house is from 1990. It is a pretty junky garage door.
There's one they don't even make anymore.
They don't even make it anymore. They don't make the garage door opener anymore. So we have to, Scott already ordered it. We're getting a new one. So just the door opener though, not the door. The door should be fine.
How much just the
Yeah.
motor is
Yep.
bad?
Just the motor is bad. We've checked it. We've taken it apart. You can hear it going, it's like sounding like it wants to work, but it doesn't. Yep. We already went through all those steps. All right. So now I'm putting it all. So I folded it back over now, and I'm going to I'm going to press it and then top stitch it. So it's just, looks like this now. That finger pressed, but that's not always good enough. I'm just going to top press it. Yes, I have a video on Project Bag, but that's not what we're making today. So the unit looks like this. There's the outside and there's the inside, and I'm just going to top stitch now right here along the edge where it's connected. Like I said, this is the most easiest ever that you could ever make. All right. Oh, and I ran out of bobbin. That's always wonderful. Good thing I rolled some, because I'm smart like that. Normally, I don't have rolled bobbins. I always forget. Right before the live stream, I always like, oh man, I forgot to do that. This time I remembered. Alrighty. Yep. Yep. Scott even went up into the garage coopy space. Oh, well,
followed the wire.
And followed the wire. I gotta rip this out. I don't know why, but my stitching is messed up. Probably because I changed the bobbin, because it's good and then it's not good. I'm gonna check the thingy on scrap fabric.
Do you want me to pick?
Oh no, this should come right out. It didn't. It's stitched and then it didn't stitch right here. It's weird. Probably because I cleaned all the dirt out of my machine today. Oh, Scotty.
Yes, you did. You cleaned it good.
I cleaned out all the dirt in the Juki today because it was so filthy in here. So now it's stitching funny because I cleaned it. You know how that happens. Come on out, you stupid stitches. There we go. Sometimes this happens. Oh, come on. Single threads. Let's go. All right, let's see what's going on here. Oh, looks good now. I just wanted to mess with me. Well, I'm going to still do the same thing I always do. I'm going to pop the bobbin out. That's good. Pop it back in. Okay. That's good now. Sometimes just wants to act up. Ta-da! That's much better. All right. I'll have to pull the rest of all those little stitches out. All right, now one side is done. Now I'm going to take my other side of my little bag and I'm going to stick it right at the top edge of the zipper. Okay, so it's right sides together with the outside of the bag. Again, this is so easy to do. We're going to stick some clips on it just to hold it right here temporarily. I cannot hold these in my fingers today. Okay, I'm going to flip it over now to where my lining is facing me. I'm going to take my other lining piece and I'm going to put that right sides together on the inside. I'm going to remove my clips. And then re-put them back on. So my outside pieces are right sides together and my lining pieces are right sides together. And now I'm just going to stitch across this with a 1/4 inch seam. All right. And then I'm going to throw all this thread in the trash before it ends up all over my socks and drug through the whole house. I'm just going to take this outside piece, finger press it out of the way. I'm going to go to the iron in a second. The iron needs to be turned back on.
Hello. When you're ready for it. Are you ready now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now I'm going to take it to the iron, and I should have a unit that looks like this and like this.
Remember this iron on a week. It's usually turned on to the other week. I'm not turning it again. I didn't think it was going to be that big.
Oh yeah, it's not going to be as big as it looks. All right, now I'm going to top stitch across this now. So I have my lining you know, and everything. And I'm going to do an 1/8 of an inch stitch across the top of that.
The top of my t-shirt will evenly lines up when I fold it in half to square it up, but the bottom does not. Should I square it up anyway?
The what?
The top of my t-shirt quilt evenly lines up when I fold it in half to square it up, but the bottom does not. Should I square it up anyway?
You can square it up, but I've done lots of wonky quilts. I mean, to the eye, it looks straight, but if you're going to cut something off, you know, like if there's points or something at the edge or anything like that, if it's just borders, then yeah, make it completely square. But technically, you're not supposed to square a quilt by folding it in half and folding it in half again and then sticking it on a table and cutting it. That's not the best way to do it because it can still get wonky once it's quilted. So I wouldn't do that, but you can if you want. All right, now that I have done that, I'm going to open up my zipper right here at this end, and I'm going to stitch the zipper closed. That way my zipper is inside here, and this end I don't need. So I'm just literally running a quick stitch at this end to make sure that it is shut. Now I'm going to fold the whole thing in half, lining up these corners, lining everything up. And I'm going to cut away some square boxed corners. Everything is nicely lined. And I'm going to cut away some squares. But the first thing I'm going to do is line up the bottom and trim away all that excess that built up. All right, so I'm going to cut just a little 1.5 inch square out of the bottom. If you don't want to do it with a rotary cutter and you want to do each individual section, you can open the whole thing back up and do 1.5 inches off of all 4 corners if you want. I guess I'll, you know, you can kind of see where I am right here. Let's grab a smaller ruler. Just going to hold it at 1.5 inches right here. Come in and cut it. You can mark it and cut with scissors if you want. If you don't trust yourself to go over and stop. I'm just cutting 1.5 inches off of all the corners. Okay, so now it looks like this. Okay, I'm also going to cut away the excess zipper because on both sides it is now not needed, and I sealed it shut so it shouldn't open during this next step. Okay, so now I'm just going to take these 2 lining pieces, right sides together, and the 2 outside the bag pieces, right sides together, and I'm going to make that zipper go inward towards the lining on both sides, matching everything up, and put some clips around it. Like I said, this is so simple to do. Oh, maybe I should put one on the side right here too. Let's make sure that my zipper is folded in half into the lining. Put a clip on that. And then I'm also going to clip the lining. And then I'm going to clip where I want to start and stop down in the lining. On this piece, I need to leave a little opening right here so that I can turn this little bag out. So I'm just going to probably stitch about 1.5 inches in on both ends of that. One little clip here. So that means I'm going to start stitching right here on this side. I'm going to come in. I'm going to not break thread, and I'm just going to advance to this next, pull some thread, come here, stitch all the way down that, and then do that same thing where I don't really break the thread. I just come off this end and then start on this end without breaking thread. Do this whole side. Do that same thing. Do this whole side, and then that same corner thing, and then come in about 1.5 inches on this side so that I have an opening to turn my bag out, and my zipper is open. That way, once your zipper's open, then you'll be able to turn your little bag. So I'm just going to stitch a 1/4 inch seam all the way around. Oop, it would help if I changed my stitch length for this part. So I didn't break thread. I'm just pulling it out a little bit.
Why do you have to leave an opening on the lining if you have your zipper open?
Because you still have to turn it. The zipper is open so that you can reach your hand in and pull the outside of the bag through.
Are you not putting a pull on the end?
No, I'm not putting a pull on it. No, it has a the invisible zipper has a little tab on it. I'm not putting any accessories on these. These are just for my bags, and this is the easiest way for a bag to be made. All right, I'm going to cut away excess lining just a little bit because it seems to be more than a 1/4 inch on that one side. Oh, this side's not bad. That side's not bad. I don't know how that one side ended up bad. All right, so you can see I have strings that are holding these together. I'm just going to open it up and stitch this right here along here. So I'm opening it up, stitching it. It's very, very simple to do these bags. These are the quickest, easiest bags to do. And I'm going to do this to all 4 corners. There's one. Do the lining, so on and so forth. Which way did I push that? That way. So this one's going to go this way. And I don't really even need to clip these most times on these little bags. If you hold it, it should be good. Come on, split apart. Pushed it that way. Lining the end up. Just push the bag down. You can clip it if you want. It's really easy. This is like the easiest bag ever to make.
Do you have a favorite quilt pattern?
A favorite quilt pattern?
Yeah.
I like Cleopatra's Fan. I like, I don't know, I like a lot. I like all the patterns that I've made up. All right, so all of my corners are now boxed. Again, this goes super easy. So now all I need to do is reach in that hole and pull the whole bag through. Just going to push up my little zipper area right here. Push the bottom out. It's just a tiny little travel bag to stick my toiletries in. Undo that zipper the rest of the way. And you can make the bottom smaller if you don't want it as wide, but this one, I think my brush and stuff will go in. So I'm just going to pop these up. I used an invisible zipper, so it kind of looks funny at the end, but if you use a thicker zipper, it'll come out better. So like this one came out just fine right here on this end, but the closing end for a regular zipper would be easier, but I used an invisible zipper, whatever. All right, now that I know that my bag is pushed out and everything looks good and it seals.
Is Cleopatra's Fan yours or someone else's design?
It's not mine, it's someone else's design. Well, the layout was mine for the one I did. All right, and now I'm just gonna fold this bottom in. I'm gonna give it a little press at the iron, and then I'm just gonna stitch it shut because this one is now done. I'm just going to stitch it shut right here across this bottom. 1/8 of an inch from the edge. All right. Snip that. Push this back in. And now I have one little travel bag to put my toiletries in. Oops, right there. That's the camera. That's cool that that landed in the center on that one. It did on this side too. So that's what the bottom looks like. That's what the sides look like. You can see where the zipper closes right here. This side doesn't go out all the way because, well, it doesn't. But this side comes out to the top just like any other zipper would. And then the inside is just that. Big old open space for me to throw my brushes and so on into. So there we have bag one.
They like it. I like that fabric too.
All right, let's make
Bigger.
Yeah, it's cute. I like that these are center on both sides. All right. All right, next we're gonna do a box bag. All right. So now we're gonna do this one. I'm gonna leave this big. Okay. So it is 12 by 15 3/4 inch. I'm going to go ahead now and put some interfacing on this whole entire piece. So I'm just using the Pellon 911. On this whole entire piece. If you're scared of using zippers, think, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. It's just a zipper. It's not hard. I wasn't scared of zippers before I started making bags, only because I've made clothing and I made a romper for myself and that used a zipper and that went just fine. I don't know, I didn't have a problem with it. I wouldn't be scared. Just have fun.
Will we be on next Sunday?
Will we be on next Sunday? Yes, we will. Yep, and there'll be special guests here and everything. I'm not going to tell you who. Nope. Oh, yeah, not on Sunday, huh? That's right.
Not gonna be
That's
special
Monday.
guest on Sunday.
That's
Sorry.
Monday. Monday we will be.
Tiff is telling you wrong stuff.
On Christmas Monday we will be on with a special guest.
Oh, really? We're going to go live on Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's
It's already been secretly discussed.
Well, then it's not a secret anymore.
It's not a secret anymore. It's still a secret of who, though. All right, this one.
It was a secret to me because I didn't even know we were doing it.
I forgot that Christmas is a Monday this year. Yep. Yeah, we will still be on
Well, we just
Christmas
talked
Eve.
about it because we'll be live during the candlelight.
Yep.
That's why we ain't going to that.
Yeah, every year we usually go to the candlelight service at church, but this year I'm going live instead because they moved the time up for the candlelight service and it falls when I'm on live stream. So this will be the first year in many, many years that we're not going. All right, I'm going to cut now another piece that is this wide, which is 12 inches off of this blue fabric because the other one is cut in half. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up now and cut both these pieces, I need to iron that. So this bag is going to have binding in it, by the way, my friends. This one's made differently. What? What's so funny?
Said it's Santa. Santa's the special guest. Santa's
Yeah.
gonna come quilt with you.
Yep.
Santa and Tiffany's quilting.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to recut this to a size that's
Santa's gonna bring the elves so you can teach them how to quilt.
Yeah. Yep. All right, I'm going to rectangle this up more, this lining piece. Okay. That's straight there. That's straight there. Let's go. It wasn't a very rectangular piece of fabric. Now it is. Alrighty. Now my piece is 15.5 by 11 3/4. Both the lining and the outside. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the iron. This is a weird part for you guys, but so I have my outside piece and my lining piece, and I'm also going to cut a piece of batting to size. What I'm going to do with my outside piece is I'm going to go over to the iron, and I'm going to press in 1/4 inch. So I'm going to press this end in right here, and I'm going to press this end in right here, 1/4 inch onto itself. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the short ends of the lining as well. And you can do a ruler to make sure your 1/4 inch is right, or you can just do like me and pretend that you know what you're doing. So you should have a piece. Here's the outside. This is what it looks like, a folded in piece. That's about 1/4 inch for me.
You making your enchiladas next week?
Yes, I am making enchiladas.
I said, of course.
Of course I'm making enchiladas.
Oh, we got 8 to 10 people already coming.
Yeah, there's
We
a
don't
lot.
know exactly how many, but between 8 to 10.
8 to 10 people going to be here. All right, and I'm going to do the same with the lining. And if you want to make sure that your lining fold is the same exact as your outside fold, you can actually lay them right next to each other on your ironing board, fold the one over, and then line it exactly up so that you can fold your other end in. That's if you don't trust it or you're not measuring like me. I'm not measuring. I never do. I mean, I do sometimes if I absolutely have to. Most times I just guess. All right, so that's one side. I'll line it up with the other one, make sure that they're exactly the same, and fold the other one in. So now with those 1/4 inch pieces faced down, I'm going to, fold it in. I'm going to take a measurement because I'm not measuring really anything. 14.5 by 11.5 inch piece of batting. Is that 14.5 right there? I'm just guessing here, by the way, guys, because I really cannot see my mat. Batting is not see-through. But we will make it straight right now.
That looks pretty darn straight.
Okay, now that I have a nice square corner here, it's not even ironed or anything. Just make that straight. And the other side looks straight to me. All right. This should fit.
Did you share your recipe for enchiladas?
Yes, my enchilada recipe. There is a video from a long time ago.
On Christmas Day, right?
On Christmas Day.
Like 4 years ago.
Of
maybe more.
Probably 5 years ago, honestly. All right, I'm going to put this piece of batting in between. Oh, I need to come off just a little bit right here. I press the batting to make it like, you know, whatever. I need to take a little bit off of it. Too long. I want it to fit below my 1/4 inch fold. And it's below my 1/4 inch fold on both of these. All right, so I have that on there. My fold is in towards the batting. And then I'm going to take my lining, or my outside of my bag, put it right sides together on top of here. And I'm going to clip these ends for now.
Is that cotton batting?
Yes, it's cotton batting. I'm just going to clip these ends together for a minute while I quilt this. And I'm not going to quilt those ends. I'm just going to quilt not the ends. Okay, so I'm just going to run some straight lines through here. And I can go up to about close to where my opening is, you know, on my sides where they're folded in. I'll go about 1 inch away from that. Let's change this back to a quilting thing and bring my foot back to where I am.
Did you put a stabilizer on the outside of the fabric?
Yes, the fabric has stabilizer. The outside, you know, the outside of the bag. Come on. Stay flat. Just doing straight line quilting.
There we go. Jim put the link in for the enchiladas.
Jim put the link in for the enchiladas. Just remember, it's an older video, so the quality of the video isn't, you know, like it is now. That was back when I had like the Samsung Galaxy S2 or something. Maybe it was the S4. So the video quality is a little bit different.
And isn't everybody and their mom in it?
Yeah, and everybody's in it, yeah. The whole family says hi in that video. And one more. Oh, right there. All right, so my outside and inside lining are now quilted together, but not these ends. My ends, if I remove these clips, are still open because that's where we're going to put our zipper, is in these ends. See? We left it open so that we can put our zipper in there, which is even easier because now it's already pre-folded. We're literally just going to slide the zipper in right side up. Right side up, yeah. Right here. And sew one side of the zipper on and then sew the other side of the zipper on. And I should have like brought myself over this could be a little awkward. I guess I'll sew it from this side. I'll line it up by clipping it on there. It's already pre-folded on there. My clips aren't long enough to go over both sides of my zipper without adjusting it too far down. We don't want it to stick too far down. There we go. All right. See if I can do this. Slide it in between that folded fabric. And I'm literally just top stitching it. I'm going to go a little bit slower because my clips aren't long enough to hold, and they're pushing the zipper in too far. Is it in there? Both sides got it? Yep. So I'm going to come over here and show you in the camera. So here's the unsewn side. You can see the two ends open up like this. So we're sticking the zipper in between those two ends, which is what I did here. The zipper gets top stitched in between. Everything was folded. It landed nicely. So you can see the zipper's in there. Now we're just going to bring that other side up to here. We're going to slide that in here. And I'm actually going to open the zipper like this. The video's from 2019. I'm going to open that zipper up, bring this side to it, and line it up and sew it. I can't do that while standing here.
How big will this bag be?
I don't know how big it'll be. It'll be small.
You'll find out when it's
You'll find, yeah, you'll find out shortly. I'm just making things up as I go. I know what I'm showing you to do, but I'm making it up as I do it. So for the moment, I'm going to use this to hold this in place because I want both my sides to be lined up, and then I'm going to unhook the zipper. That way we can sew that side properly, but I at least have the two spots where my zipper is going to land. All right, so I'm just going to make sure it's in the spot it's supposed to be, and I'm going to clip it in place. Now that my zipper's open, I just want to make sure that there we go, that's fitting. Everything's lining up nicely. And then I have my end where it's supposed to be too. And we're going to go ahead now and top stitch that one on that side, which you just fold the bag under itself like this. You can move it out of the way like that and stitch the top stitch. Got to get it under here first, though, before I stitch. There we go. And now, before I zip it, I'll come to the camera and show you. It should look like this. So when you close it, you have one solid loop like this. Okay? I just saw right here that the stitching missed like not even an eighth of an inch. Let me fix that real quick. Right there. Perfect. Take away the excess thread. Missed it by ever so slightly. Okay. Now, I unzipped it. We're going to rotate it around inside out. And then we're going to zip it somewhat shut. And we're going to fold it with that zipper in the middle. So this way we're going to be making some binding. We're going to try to center that completely. I need to seal this zipper real quick. Let's put a stitch in it to stay shut. There we go. I want it to stay shut. We're going to put that center. And we're going to make a little strap. Let's use this right here. We're going to cut a 4-inch piece off of here by, I don't even know, this is 12 and something inches. I'm going to go over to the iron. I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to fold the two halves into the center, and that's going to be for one side. It doesn't really, you don't like have to have it, but I'm gonna put a little handle on the side, just one. Just one. I don't need more than one. On the outside of the bag. Probably doesn't even need to be this big, but so I cut a 4-inch piece by however long. Actually, I just make a long strap thing, honestly. That's all I need to do. Yeah, this will work perfect. Changing my mind as I do this. So kind of like any strap, I'm actually just going to sew down this whole entire thing. On both sides. So it's 12 inches by 4 inches, and then it's going to get folded in half, and I'm going to have just like a hanging kind of strap, to like grab with my hand like this. And this is going to go on the side that the zipper comes open from. So it's literally going to go on this side right here. I'm going to put it inside my bag, inside my wrong side out bag, and it's going to get top stitched in place in a minute. Just going to clip that there because we need to box our corners. But the first thing we need to do, oops, don't do that, stay. When I tell something to stay and it's an inanimate object and it doesn't, it just gets so frustrating.
I'm sure we've all done that.
While that zipper is in the center, we're going to go ahead and cut away a pencil, and we're going to mark a spot because this is not laying due to my quilting. It's not any part of the bag. You're not going to have problems. My quilting is what did it. It's wanting to fold right here because there's 2 stitches coming in at each other. I'm going to cut a little 1 1/4 inch square. It'd be nice if I could see. 1 1/4 inch square, and I'm going to mark it with my what is this called? Pencil. Oh, and it would be nice if I straightened up my end, huh?
Don't you tell them about your glasses?
I had to go to the dollar store and get glasses that for reading. I'm going to cut my end off right now and straighten it out. Because that would be the smart idea. I should have did it before clipping the end part on there. Straighten my end out like that. I'm going to do the other side too. So I'm just going to remove my clips real quick. And my strap. And straighten that out. Because the batting was sticking out. And I need it to be straight. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's clip this back in there. On the inside. I cut my zipper end off. Oops. All right. Now I'm going to mark 1 1/4 square on all 4 corners while the zipper is in the center, while it's wrong side out or lining out. 1 1/4 on all of it. All 4 corners. That should be big enough, I think. It'll be a low sitting one, which is good. Because that's for my toothbrush and things like that. All right. See, that stitching really got in the way right there. Now I'm going to use scissors to cut this one out. All 4 of these corners. And then we're also going to cut some pieces to bind with. Scissors are over here. You can turn the iron off. I don't need it now.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to cut my 4 corners off of here with the scissors because I marked them with a fabric pencil.
Do you have any mug rug videos?
I don't actually ever, do I? I did some. Oh yeah, last year.
You did a bunch last year and you gave them away?
Yeah, I did a bunch last year and I gave them away. So yeah.
It was before Christmas, so sometime last year before Christmas.
Yep, sometime last year before Christmas. Just look in my videos. It probably was a Sew Sunday. So look in the Sew Sunday album. There's playlists, you know, and one of the playlists is Sew Sunday videos. Most times I try to name my videos, but then there are times that I forget. But usually in the description of the video, which is below the video, I usually say what I'm doing in the video. So like today, I said in my description that I'm making 3 bags, 3 different styles. All right. Now that that's shut, I'm going to go ahead. No, I mean, shut off. I'm going to go ahead and stitch across here, and I'm going to stitch across here with a 1/4 inch seam. And I'm going to hold my little hook in place, but we're also going to make some binding real quick too in a second because we need to bind this. And I'm like back stitching over where my little carrying handle is. All right. This is just pre-stitching. We're going to bind this piece in a second. You could put your binding on at the same time, but I always pre-stitch it to keep that zipper shut. Would help if I didn't have my thread come undone. I'll find my little threader. I feel so weird keeping the glasses on my head, pulling them down just to see the things up close that I cannot see. But my vision, this MS attack has really messed my vision up. I literally cannot see, you know, anything in front of me. It's blurry as can be, and it makes me have headaches more. Yeah, the glasses are helping, yes. All right, now.
Is the zipper open?
Yes, the zipper is open. Yes, yes, yes. I make sure of that every time. All right, we're going to cut some 1 and some 1 3/4 inch strips off of here. Right here in front of my face. Off of this leftover fabric. I'm just going to cut 3 of them. 2 and 3. That should be enough for all this. Then here is 1. I'm going to cut it to size. I'm going to lay it on here on this edge. So I'm just going to put my piece of binding. It's 1 3/4 by however wide this ends up being. So I'm just going to trim it to size. Scissors right here. And then I'm going to put 1 on this side. I'm going to trim it to size. Just like that. And I'm going to attach it different than most binding. I'm going to leave it open just like this. I'm going to put it on one end. I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side at the same exact time. So you should have a piece that has these flaps hanging off. We're going to take those flaps and wrap them to the other side, except before we get there, we're going to fold it down onto itself. I'm going to have to come up close because obviously you guys are a little far away today. So here's my 2 flaps. You can see I'm going to come out so it's pulling it away. And before I come down here to this side, I'm going to fold it onto itself and then over like this. So I'm going to bind it, and then I'm going to top stitch right here, and I'm going to repeat on this side. You would just fold it up to itself right here, right up to that line, and then over, and then top stitch. This is another really easy bag to make. These are quick and easy, as you can tell just by me doing it right here, right now with you. And then this one. I mean, you really don't even need to clip. It's pretty easy. So now my 2 binding pieces are on these edges. And now we need to box the corners with some binding as well. So I'm going to box all these up. And you can clip them like this. We're going to see the distance of this just for 2.5 inches. So I'm going to cut a 3-inch pieces. So for now, I'm just going to clip them. I'm also going to make sure that my piece of binding that's right here on the side, I'm going to make sure that that is facing the same direction. So if it's facing down this other side of it, it needs to also face down, because if it goes the opposite way, you're going to have a discombobulated little piece in there. So you want to make sure that both of those are pushed down the same direction. Just like this. And I'm just going to throw 1 clip on all of these. I really think it would be overkill at this point to clip them, because all we're going to do is cut some 3-inch pieces of binding from those pieces that we cut off. We need 4 of them. So they're about 3 inches. If it's bigger, then it's fine. If it, because we have to fold it in. That one's right at, so we'll cut from this one. If it's a little bit bigger than the 3 inches, that's fine, because you're going to be folding in your little corners anyway to hide the edge or raw edges of everything. So I'm going to go ahead and stick 1 of these on every single corner. I'm just lifting up my clip and sticking the clip back down and centering this piece of binding on there. Come right here, put 1 on this side. Then we're going to stitch them all on, and then come back and stitch them all, fold them over and stitch them down. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to stitch this on here with a 1/4 inch seam. And I'm going to stitch this one on here, 1/4 inch seam. I'm just going to do all of them first. All right, there's 2. Three, and 1 more. And now, same procedure, you're going to fold it, pull it up, fold it into itself, but this time you have a couple little tiny pieces just hanging over the edge. We're just going to tuck those in on the way as we fold it down. So we're just going to tuck it in. I kind of just put a clip on it like this and then reach in and tuck that in to itself. Like with my finger, I just push it in. Come on. Of course, this canvas is a little bit harder to work with, but it's working. So just tuck it in, fold it over. And what I mean by that is I'm going to come over here with a clip or 2. So we're going to fold that binding piece like this, in half like this, onto itself. Put that first clip on there. Oops. Just like this. And see how those ends stick out? Just push it in like this so that there's no raw edge, and then fold it over. Can you see what I'm talking about? And then put a clip on it. And then push it in so that there's no raw edge, and then fold it under. It's easier said than shown. And then fold it under like that. And I'm going to do that to all 4 of them. I'm going to clip them and then sew them. And I'm also going to take a drink of water. in, fold it over, put a center clip on it, push it in. Push it in. That way there's no raw edges. And last one.
My husband is wanting to buy me an Quilt thingy for Christmas. But part of my sewing therapy is I like cutting fabric. I don't really want it. What are your thoughts?
Wants to buy you an Quilt.
You
Well,
have one, but you never
I
use
have
it
one,
because you like
and
cutting
yeah, I
fabric too.
hardly use it because I do enjoy the art of chopping up fabric.
Well, it's one of your hobbies when you lose your sojo.
Yeah, when I lose my sojo, that's what I do is cut. Now, that's not to say that the AccuQuilt has come in handy for some of my cuts. Like when I started cutting 2-inch squares, because I always cut 2.5, always for so many years. Then I got that AccuQuilt thing, and it has a 2-inch square thing, and it cuts 4 2-inch squares at once. So I started using that. Problem is I honestly don't want to invest in any more dies. I mean, if I was to, it'd be a 5-inch die because I cut a lot of 5-inch squares. But I don't really want to invest in more dies for that because it's just a small little hand crank thing. So I have the box set that makes 8 different style blocks. That's enough for me. But honestly, I mean, are you going to wait every single year? This is my own opinion. Are you going to wait every single year for Christmas to come to get a new die? Because it's like, $70 for a brand new die set.
Well, let's put it in the monetary thing for the person that does the money in the house.
Yeah.
If you're not going to use it, I would buy you fabric or something else which
Yeah.
you would use. So if I were her, I would tell her to tell her husband to get her
Yeah.
fabric or something else.
Yeah.
If she already knows she doesn't want it and not
Yeah.
going to use it.
Yeah, if you don't think you're going to use it, then don't get it. Buy fabric, like Scott said. He's the one that buys me my gifts, and he buys me fabric because he knows I'll use it. Or like batting or a notion or, things like that.
Yes, this year you got 2 rolls of batting,
this year
a garage door opener, and a trip for California for your daggone machine.
Yeah, this year I'm getting the trip to California, some rolls of batting, and some garage door opener. We actually, with that garage door opener, Scott and I went over it millions of times. He's one of those guys, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Over the years, little by little, we've had to unplug things and mess around up there and make that thing work, that garage door opener. And I keep telling him year after year, this thing is from 1990. It's old. It wasn't going to last us forever. So finally he had to give in because he doesn't like opening the garage door manually to get my car out. So my car is just sitting outside the garage right now. But yeah, he's one for saving money. If anybody, is like him, you guys understand. So, all right, next. I'm literally almost done with this bag. As soon as these little bindings are done, this bag is done. Okay, come on. It's not catching. There we go.
Jim's laughing at me.
Yeah. Yeah, Scott has always been the if it ain't broke. Like I don't care what he says, and I'm going to say it out loud. I want a new stove. I cannot. I have been the stove I have is from the 80s, okay? And I have been dragging it around from every apartment, every single trailer, every single house, every single wherever I've ever lived. I have drug it.
And what's the answer
all
you
these
get
places.
If you're going to bring it up, what's the answer you get?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No.
What?
Tell them the truth.
What
if
is
you
it?
brought it up, if you're going to start cooking, I'll get you one.
Oh, if I start cooking, he'll buy me a new stove.
Who does the cooking in the house?
But he cooks, not me.
Okay. If
But
you're
yeah,
going to bring our argument up, you're going to
it's
tell
funny.
them the whole argument.
But it originally started, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because our stove isn't broke. I mean, it doesn't bake properly, but, that's a whole can of worms right there. We don't use it to bake, so we're not bakers. I use it to make enchiladas once a year. That's what I use my stove for. And I make eggs almost daily, because I eat eggs with my working out. But yeah. The original was, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Then he started with if you're going to cook, I'll get you one. I don't cook. I sew. All right. All of my binding pieces are on. It looks good. Now to unzip it and turn it around and see how well this lovely little bag turned out. Come on. Come on. And again, these are just for myself, so if it was really like shoddy, which it's not that bad, it's whatever. It's okay. All right. I'm pushing all of my binding corners out. Come on. I'm plucking threads if I have to.
The jar with the clips, did you buy it with the clips in or something else in it?
No, it originally came with candy in it for Christmas. It was Christmas, like 5 years ago or something like that. From one of the kids, they got it for me. It had little treats in it. All right, here is my little box bag. So I'm going to just close it. It has a handle for me. And then it opens up and it's just a little box bag. So this one can be for, I don't know which one will be for my brush. My brush might fit in this one better. And this one's for whatever. So let me bring it to the camera so that you can see. Especially since if you haven't ever seen a box bag, you know. There. See how fast these sew up? So, and then on the inside, those corners are sealed up. Obviously, I need to pluck all the extra threads, but you can see that's what created the box look right here. If you just push them all out properly, you know, and you have yourself. Some people put a little handle on the side as well so that you can grab it to see, you know, close the zipper. But I'm not going to worry about that since it's just my bag anyway. But if I was to do this for like someone else, I would put all the little handles on it. But you can see adding the interfacing and the batting just made it a little more puffier. But again, it's just for me. So there's my little box bag. You can add as many extra things as you want to these things. You can make it deeper, shorter, taller, whatever. It's your bag to have fun with, but you saw how easy that zipper goes in. It's just top stitched on this one. There's no need to worry about anything, you know, or taking a zipper head off or anything like that. This is so easy. So there's bag number 2. Let's see. Do I have time to make bag number 3?
Should we show this off and start that while we're doing bag number 3?
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. So we're going to do a little auction today. Let me move these out of the way. We are going to start this auction off at $25. Again, it can go in $1 increments. It can go in $5 increments. It can go in $10 increments. It is a Christmas quilt. You guys saw the video where I made this.
One of them, the bell in the middle.
It's fine. Just leave it right there.
Oh, okay.
I finished it up before my...
Oh, it's upside down.
Oh. Well, thank you for that, mister.
That's my fault. I did it. That's my fault.
I finished it and I quilted it with... Oh, let's show the back real quick. So they saw what the front looks like in the video.
It's got puppies and bunnies and snowman.
Yeah. So there it is. And it's just all over edge to edge quilted with holly leaves and berries and loops. So the back is just, this is in the center and it's got the green on the sides. It's because this was directional and it says Merry Christmas, Noel, Season's Greetings, Happy New Year, blah, blah, blah. It says all those things on it. And then who else loves a candy cane striped binding on a Christmas quilt? Come on now, you can't have a Christmas quilt without a candy cane striped binding. So I have a candy cane stripe binding on here. It looks yummy. Yummy fabric. All right, I can just... Nope.
It's gonna stay hanging. It's too heavy.
Right here, this one. Let's try this one.
It fell off this one over here.
Is it too heavy?
It needs more. Oh, maybe it will.
Maybe it'll stay. Momentarily.
All right, you're 25.
All right. So there it is, all finished, ready to go to its new home for Christmas. All right, let's make bag number 3 while that goes on.
Yeah, this one might go for cheap. Only one person.
Maybe I should come up with the camera, show the quilting and stuff. Huh? Yep.
Oh, well, it's Christmas. Maybe they already spent all the money. That's okay.
All right.
It only goes for cheap. I'm not going to complain.
All righty. So here you guys can see holly leaves and berries quilting. This is all free motion, no computers. I do this all on my own.
And now the machine broke.
And now my machine is broke. It broke during this quilt, by the way. And it's free shipping within the US. You can see the holly leaves and berries. It's pretty darn good. And obviously the back, you can tell even easier because the sides are, you know, green and then the center is not. So the sides you can see the quilting really well. All right, let's go back over here. Sorry guys for the camera movement. Trying to get it back where it was. And I gotta plug it back in. This thing has to be plugged in because YouTube live streaming literally kills the battery. My phone will last all day long watching videos and doing all sorts of things on the internet. But as soon as I live stream from it, it goes, zoop, all the power gone. Can only imagine what it does to my computer when I use my computer. All right, next bag. Oh yeah, the size. It's right here on a piece of paper.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yep. I forgot. It is 63.5 by 70 and 1/4.
Okay.
63.5 by 70 and 1/4. And I did make the top in a video. I just didn't quilt it in a video because I don't really do much quilting videos anymore. And you guys would have seen my frustrations anyway because my long arm was breaking as this was happening. So. All right, we have one more bag to make. I'm going to do this same exact thing by making 2 pieces exactly the same size. Oh, I need the iron back on, please. I'm going to interface this outer piece. I'm going to leave it big like this. And then obviously this piece is going to get to be the same size. Yep, I'm just going to iron these as soon as the iron's warm. We're at 180. Oy, oy, oy. Now, while that iron gets hot and I go over there, I'm going to cut some interfacing. I'm going to leave that out of the way so that you guys can see the quilt better. And before I ship it off, I forgot to put a tag on it for whoever wins it. You'll have to let me know if you want me to sign it because I totally forgot a tag. I always forget tags lately. I think the last like 5 quilts I've made, I've forgotten tags on. I don't know why. Maybe I'm because I'm distracted or frustrated, but I've been forgetting to put tags on things. So, all right. I'm going to put some interfacing on these. Just the outside piece, not the lining.
What kind of tags do you use?
I make my own with my embroidery machine. usually. That's what kind of tags I use. Usually it's made with my embroidery machine, but my embroidery machine is buried under a mound of fabric right now because I've been trying to clean up my fabric room. And, well, let's just say it's taking a while, and there's piles in front of it and on it and around it and near it. And so it's kind of a hassle to get to, and that's probably why I'm forgetting to make tags because the embroidery machine is covered up. But yeah, I do have my Zuki little whatchamacallit in here. What is that called? There's a word for it and I can't get it out. I forgot what it's called. The F600. Something F600. Yeah. The HZL F600, that's what it is. I have that in here, and that has monogramming on it, so I could have been monogramming this whole time using that, but, you know, I'm just a little distracted lately. All right, I'm cutting this to be all the same size and rectangle-wise. I'm just, like I said, making these bags up as I go.
This is the HZL.
Yeah, HZL F600, that's the one that has monogramming. So I could have still been making tags this whole time. Scott put a link in for it. But I'm just lazy, I guess. Because that requires pulling that out from literally under another mound of fabric. And zippers. That one's got a mound of fabric and zippers on it. Alrighty. Let's see. I made that style bag, that style bag. I'm trying to think of another style bag. Oh, a front. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to put batting. Actually, I'm going to sew a zipper on it and do that same exact procedure a little bit as the last one. So it's almost the same procedure as this one. I'm going to folding in my ends, right? Fold them in about 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to put some batting in between. Same thing, I'm going to cut it to the size of the area that I'm working with. There's one. Oh, I need that to make sure that I'm folding this one in exactly the same. I probably am, but you never know. All right, so I'm going to cut a piece of batting out that is 13.5 by 11.5, which is buried. What are we at, Scotty?
240.
240, and it's falling. And it's falling on me.
It's falling on you.
Falling for Christmas.
Keep working. I can do that.
Okay.
They said it matches the stockings.
Yeah, it does. Everything matches. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and rough cut this size out because I'm gotta keep this batting right here straight. Throw that out of the way. Turn it, make a nice straight cut on this side. And then come over here and go to that right there. And that should be the correct size. Oh, it's too big. A little bit more off the end. 315 is what it's at. Alrighty. A little bit more off. Telling you, I'm just making things up as I go. That should be plenty now. Just want to be able to quilt it the same as the last one. Okay, looks good to me. We're going to put this on here. We're going to put them with the folds facing in, same as before. And I'm going to put some clips on it to hold it in place. So I'm just going to make sure that these are lined up, and then I'm going to just quilt it real quick. Come on. Line this side up. All right. And now I'm going to do a quick quilt on it. Put it this way so I can see the top. Again, I'm just guessing how far apart, you know. There. About here. Come on. I keep turning it because I want my stitches to go back and forth since I'm quilting it without a walking foot, so that way everything stays flat. So if you guys are wondering why I just keep turning and turning. And these lines are totally all over the place. That's funny. These ones are definitely not equal. But it doesn't matter because it's my bag. All right, let's do one more. All right, we're going to do that same procedure where we just slide the zipper in. And I'm just going to hold it in place and sew it in because I'm not even going to do it properly. Just going to line it where I want it and then start stitching it in there. Because last time the clips just got in my way, honestly.
Barbara Phillips is at 3:15.
At what? Huh?
Barbara Phillips is at 3:15. I don't think anybody else.
All right, Barbara Phillips at 3:15 going once. Barbara Phillips at 3:15 going twice. And sold to Barbara Phillips for 3:15. Don't forget to email me, Miss Barbara. Congratulations, you now own yourself a nice, lovely Christmas quilt. All right, same procedure. I'm going to open this. I'm going to hook it to this side first and then slide it and find, you know, that center, making sure that everything's landing where I want it to. On this other side, just want it to be exactly even before I undo the zipper. I'm doing the same thing, that I did on the last bag. Just going to slide that zipper into the slot. I want it to end right here. And now I'm just going to open the zipper up all the way and sew that in there. And it'll make it easier if I can, maneuver things. Right there. So I'm just going to make sure my zipper is in between the two pieces and sew all the way down.
What's a good number of bobbins to have for a long arm?
A good number of bobbins to have for a long arm. It depends on if you're rolling them yourself or if you're going to order them and start rolling your own. I have over 300 for mine. So I guess that's a good number to start. But if you're just beginning and you're just teaching yourself and you don't plan on pre-rolling a bunch of different of your colors, like I always have leftovers. So like if I'm going to long arm quilt, queen size quilt, and I need 16 bobbins for that because it's about the average, I will roll 18 bobbins. And then those last two will be left over of that color that I need towards the next time I use it. Because what if the next time I use it, that color, I already have 2 started and I only needed 3 bobbins. So I just roll a third and bam, then I don't have to roll bobbins till I use that color all over again.
How many needles?
You need to buy lots of needles. You're supposed to change your long arm needle with every quilt. Every quilt. I change with every client quilt. They get a fresh new needle because that's part of their charge. So there's always a fresh needle. That needle will stay on for me to quilt 2 or 3 of my quilts until another client quilt needs to be quilted. Then I put in a new needle. So let's just say I go about 4 quilts per needle. But if you quilt as much as I do, that's a lot of needles. I've gone through a lot of needles. Just saying. So that you can buy 100 pack of them. All right, here's this one now. Now, this one, I want to make it where the bag is like an envelope. So I want my top, instead of it being center, I want this to be up towards the top some. Okay, so we're going to make a different style bag. So I'm going to close this zipper area. Just going to line these 2 ends up and make sure that it's nice and closed because I don't want it to go anywhere. We're also going to bind this one, but I still have leftover pieces anyway. Just going to seal this up real quick a little bit further in than I did on the last one, so that way I can cut away the excess everything nice and flat. So this bag, we're going to adjust it differently. So I'm going to straighten it up, these 2 ends, and we're going to turn it out wrong side out. Or, lining side out. But first I'm going to trim this nice and straight with that zipper. This side. So this is pretty much the same style bag, but not at the same time. So we're going to make envelope style like this. So I want my zipper more towards the top. Okay, so we're going to turn it right side out. My zipper is halfway open. And we're going to line it closer to the top, like this.
How do you decide what weight needle to use on your long arm?
Your needle size needs to be for your weight thread. So I use 40 weight thread all the time. Most times, 90% of the time, I use a 40 weight glide, and I always have a size 16 needle in. But I do have 18 through 22, I think is the biggest style needle.
She's giving numbers that are huge. Maybe she's talking about something else. She said 90, 100, 110, 120.
Oh, that's for like batting, maybe. Maybe she's talking about batting. I don't know. All right, now that it's like this, I'm going to cut off a 1 inch. I don't even think I'm going to do 1 inch right here. I'm going to cut this right here. I'm going to make a little square that's like at this top portion, okay? This is hard, this little top portion, but I'm going to cut it 3/4 of an inch up here where the zipper area is. No, I have water, but I'm going to make myself drink it in a second. All right, so up here I have a 3/4 inch square, and down at the bottom I'm going to do an inch, a 3/4 inch square down at the bottom too. Sorry, my brain. 3/4 inch right here. Mark it right there. 3/4 inch right there. I'm looking at the numbers on this and like, what am I talking about? And we're going to cut out these tiny little squares because we're going to do that same procedure, but smaller squares. Right here. Scissors. And the zipper is way up higher now. So I'm just going to cut out these little tiny squares. One. Number 2. And I still need to make a little strap for this one as well. And one more. Number 4. Okay. My little tiny pieces are cut out. Now I'm going to sew this side shut, and I'm going to sew this side shut. Remember, my zipper is now in a totally different, oh, no, don't sew it shut, Tiffany. I need a strap real quick. We need a 4 inch by however long piece. Oh, look at this. Perfect. 4 inches by however long. Look at that.
Same size each corner?
Yep, same size each corner on this one. I'm making the same size kind of strap that I did on the last one, except this one is going to be a tad bit different. It's going to come out from a different spot. So it's 4 inches by 12.5 inches. I'm going to sew down the sides to seal it shut. Huh? Yep. All right. If it's covered in thread, don't worry. I will remove all those threads to the person who got it. All right. My 12.5 inch by whatever strap, I'm actually going to leave like this, and I'm going to slide it in from one side to the other right here in this top fold. Camera onto the side so that, I guess, if you want to. Yeah. I'm going to put that in after the fact. Yeah, put it over here.
Which side do you want?
Right here on this side, because this makes it wiggle the whole time.
Okay.
Camera's moving. camera is moving. Hi, guys. All right, so I'm going to sew this side shut. I don't have my strap in it yet. I'm going to put my strap in when I get my everything ready. Come over here and sew this side. And now we're going to grab some 1 3/4 inch pieces for binding. I got to cut them real quick. That was going to happen right here. Oh. All right. 1 3/4 inch off of this right here. Here's one piece already. Now let's cut some more. Another. We're going to attach the binding on the sides first. So I'm going to cut it to the size I need it to be. There's one. And then I'm going to cut this one to the size it needs to be. Number 2. And then we'll do those corners will be pretty much these leftover pieces from the previous bag. So I'm just going to sew this on, 1/4 inch seam. Come around and do this one with the 1/4 inch seam. We're going to take and fold it over. I'm sure picking up so much. You guys can see how filthy in here gets. I'm going to come in, fold it over halfway onto itself, and then fold it over and top stitch that. And do the same with this side. Fold it halfway onto itself, like this. Fold it into the middle and then fold it over. Stitch that on. I literally sew along that lip on both sides. Okay. I need to trim this one side right here because it kind of is like hanging over funny. A little top thing. Sorry, it's got these little pieces of this. The outside fabric is like a woven of some sort, and it's like starting to shred in there. All right. I'm making like quite a mess in here. All right, here's the top. What I'm going to do now is when I'm attaching this piece, we're going to open this up real quick more, the zipper area. I'm going to slide in my strap. So it's going to come out when we go to box this little corner right here. It's so tiny, but my little 1 inch strap should go right through it. I'm going to make sure it's not twisted or anything. See, this is a really tight area. It's going to stick out, which is fine because I made it a lot bigger than it needs to be. But I'm going to just adjust that a little bit. Come bring that nice and square. Come on. It should fit perfectly in there, the 1 inch. Right there. And I'm going to put a clip on it so that it stays. All right. And then I'm going to keep that strap nice and straight and come out this side with it. Poke it out the hole like this. We're going to make sure that that strap is staying super flush with the top. And then we'll box this side. That strap has a little bit of wiggle room. I have to pull this down towards me some, guys, because there we go. It's out of the camera a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and cut that excess strap off. Stick up just a little bit. I kind of gave it a little bit looseness, so it's a little bit looser. I'm going to cut it off equal with the box. Remember, when you box your bottom corners, you want to make sure that your binding is facing the same way. So if I push this one this way, I want it to stay that way. So that binding is pushed to that side on both sides. I'm just boxing this. It's a very tiny little corner. These are really a little bit harder when they're this small, but you'll see in the end it'll be a cute little bag. And then we're going to make sure that this one is going in the same direction. So this one's going this way. I'm going to make sure that this stays going that way. I'm going to put a clip on it, and then we're going to grab our binding pieces, which are very tiny. We're going to put them, just make this one oversized. I'm going to cut that off about right there. There's another one. We'll come right here with it. I'm going to stick it over just a little bit, clip it in place, and cut it off. Come down here, do the same thing. Oh, that's perfect size. I don't even need to do anything with that one. And one more. That right there. And then we're going to clip it to size. About right there. I'm going to start with the side that the strap is on. So I'm going to make sure that everything is smooshed down. I have a lot of layers, so I'm going to make sure that my pressure of my presser foot pressure gauge is all the way up. And my strap is up here, so we're going through a whole heck of a lot of layers. So you can see I just went through a ton of layers. I'm going to stitch all these on first, at least these two, because these two, there's a lot of layers here. And you want to make sure that you're going through all those layers. I'm going to now fold my binding over, and just fold it in, fold it center, and fold it over. Like this. That side's nice, but this side did not stay. So if you want to make a bigger corner, you can. Just make sure you put your zipper further down when you adjust it to a further down position. Because that way you're not, see how my zipper is right at the top of the bag on both sides? That way if you cut a bigger section, you're going to lose that, and then your zipper's going to sit funny. So you want to make sure that you're adjusting sizes as you go. Yes, I'm using lots of clips to fold these in. They're not perfect. It's my own personal bag. If I was trying to do this for a client or something, I would definitely take my time and be, a lot more accurate about things. But this is for myself, so. All right, I'm going to top stitch now. Just these two, because this is where my strap is, and there's a lot of layers now. Now that I've just folded this over, I've added 2 more layers to like the 6 that are already there. So take it slow, nice and slow, nice and slow. I never sew that slow, but, All right, let's snip all those extra threads. That's on there. I'm going to stitch this one down now. A lot of layers right here. I'm not pushing. I'm letting the fabric go in on its own. Okay, that's stitched down, as you can see. So those are binded, bound, whatever. Now let's do those other 2 sides. These ones should go a little bit easier. There's less layers because there's no strap on these.
Are you using the walking foot?
I am not using the walking foot. I would never be able to get this under the walking foot. This is too many layers for under the walking foot. That only lifts so high.
What size needle do you normally use in your juki?
This is a 90-14 needle. That's what I always use. I really never switch out. It's what I use for everything. All right, so I just pull it on itself, I'm going to tuck in my ends, put a clip on it so there's no raw edges. Pull it in, put a clip on it, no raw edges. Actually, let's just stitch it down while it's literally right here in front of my face. All right, I gotta go and clip all these threads afterwards because there's a lot of wild thread going on here. Yep, I'm 2 more seconds. Okay, that one's sewn. Flip it over, fold it onto itself, just like this. Fold my 2 sides in. Put a clip on it for now. And here we go, last one. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and snip away all this excess thread. You can take the camera back to where it goes, honestly.
Well, understand the boy. He's going to come here and help.
Okay, give me him and you. All right, here's Fat Cat for you guys. Say hi, Thumper.
He says, I am not fat, Mama. I'm big boned.
Say hi, Thumper. Want to say hi to your fans? Say hi.
Oh,
Hi.
look at that boy.
Okay.
Mama, don't mess with me.
All right, you can take the camera away. While I snip all these threads, the camera is moving. Sorry. I'm just snipping all these little loose threads. Although it really doesn't matter. It's my bag. But, you know, whatever. All right. Bag number 3 done. So I'm going to turn it right side out now. This one's totally different. I mean, it looked the same. It went together almost the same. Oh, no. All right, so I'm going to push these out and push my top out right here. Push these out. I have quite this lovely little mess going on here.
Thumper has a fan club. They say he's not
Yeah.
fat, he's fluffy. That's what they
Yep.
say. Huh,
You guys keep telling yourselves that.
Thumper.
He's a fat cat. I could barely pick him up.
Oh, he's 17 pounds.
All
He's
right.
been 17 pounds for years.
So bag number 3 has a little handle on this top part. And there it is. All this thread just everywhere. Now, I could have loosened this more. I probably should have, you know. It's almost like a clutch bag, but it opens up, has a nice inside. So this one's a tall, skinny one. I probably should have left this a little bit looser up here, but that's okay. Yeah, you'll learn every time you make another bag. So I probably shouldn't have cut it, but it sits exactly flush with it. So that's there. But there's 3 bags, 3 different styles, all in one video. Don't you guys just love when I can do that? Yeah, I'm going to pull them all out right now.
Put them all in front of you. You
I'm
can see
just-
them all there. I'm just
yeah,
saying, put them all in front of you.
So 3 style bags, all for my lovely trip that I shall be taking. I just vacuumed in here. Like I'm just a disaster in here now.
Saturday's vacuum day, Sunday's so Sunday. So, I mean.
Yeah. There we go. Stay right there.
We can re-vacuum. I will easily vacuum in here for you again.
Yeah. So we have a tall one, which,
You done with the iron?
yes, I'm done with the iron. You can make the handle strap. I wouldn't have cut nothing off of it. I would have left that full 12.5 inches, and I probably should have just pulled it out and equaled it with both sides. That would have been the smarter choice, but it still connects properly. So, and then we have a regular, just a whatever style bag. Stay. See, inanimate objects. They just don't listen. And then a boxy bag that you would normally put, like, men use these style ones for their razor kits, their cutter kits. Shave bag. That's the word for it. So, shave bag style, makeup bag style, and who cares? Let's just put a bunch of junk in it and go on vacation style. So, hopefully, you guys all enjoyed today's all over the place, but I managed to get all 3 done. I'm telling you, super fast and easy. You saw that this one, the makeup style bag, I mean, 20 minutes tops for anybody, even the beginner. It doesn't really take that long. Boxy bags, just a little bit more time and effort. And then little ones like this, where you have to do tight little corners, there's a little bit more effort involved, a little bit more finger work, but all in all, perfect. So there's that. You guys have any questions before I get off of here? Now that I have made lovely bags today.
Remind Barbara to email us.
And don't forget, it's almost Christmas time, my friends. These are like the perfect Christmas gifts. You just bought a razor kit for your husband for Christmas, but you want to put it in a nice, cool bag. Take out your John Deere fabric that you've been saving for a millennia, and make a bag out of it so that they can put the razor set and then put it under the tree. Perfect gift, right? See, I'm thinking your daughter, 17, she's got makeup. Put it all in here under the tree. Get where I'm going here? All right, guys. So no questions. Saddle style bag, like a like the curved style. I have not made a saddle style bag. I made like backpacks that are curved, but not a saddle style bag. The type, yeah, but no, those come close to the skin, so it has a further out, kind of like a fanny pack. The end comes out like a fanny pack, but it sits on your side just right. I've seen a couple of them online, but anyway. All right, guys. Anything else? Any other questions?
That was it.
No questions? Okay.
Tell them good night. Merry Christmas.
All right, and if you guys
see you next week.
Are too busy and nobody sees me on Christmas Eve because you're out with your family, have fun and enjoy. Merry Christmas, everybody, and I will see those of you who...
What style would you make for a small sewing kit?
Small sewing kit, this style right here.
Then you would see them all when?
I will see you all next Sunday for those of you who are just need somebody to hang out with for Christmas Eve. So I will be here. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.